going with the whole new group on the floor. The Heat trailed by 3. And last season, I'd say, guys, the Heat more or less just conceded that #1 seed to the Pacers.
Yeah, almost like a marathon runner. You know, they just didn't want to burn out early, so they just kind of found their pace throughout the season. And they weren't worried too much about the home seed. They were concerned more with their own health. And I thought Eric Spoelstra handled all of those dynamics perfectly.
On the wing, Williams. Tolliver dishes to Williams. The shot is off. The Heat go the other way with it.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Jackson passes to Tolliver. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. Pass to Jackson. Off the left rim and out. Miami's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Took him no time at all on that one. And now it's a 3-point Heat lead.
This game has taken on a new feel since halftime.
For sure, the energy level on both sides has gone way up after the break.
Now here's Jackson. It counts, and the foul. Mario Chalmers picks one up.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
For Detroit, they have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
Puts up a 3, and it's good. And the Heat lead by 3. He got it up. No good on the buzzer beater. The Heat leading by 3. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Chalmers is out there with Napier. Then there's Josh McRoberts. Then there's Anderson. And it's Walker in at the 3, the small forward. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jennings. Prince outside. Stolen away. Here's Napier. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Napier's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Miami. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Heat.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. The Heat with the lead. Chalmers passes to Napier. Walker in the corner. And another basket for Miami.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
Now here's Jennings. And stolen by Chalmers. Plays it in off the breakaway.
Really nice possession there. Their focus has never wavered as this game has unfolded.
And with time running down here in the fourth, they may need to add only a few more points to their lead to put it away.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
That was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done.
Well, the Pistons' acquisition of Josh Smith last season put Greg Monroe in a tight spot. Both players natural power forwards, neither one of them floor spacers, so it really was not a good fit, and that showed in the Pistons' record.
Now here's Wade. And that is good. Wade's got 19 points.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Jennings dishes to Caldwell Pope. He kicks it to Monroe. And here come the Heat again. Miami with the fast break. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. And now it's an 11-point Heat lead.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
Outside Jennings. He's looking for Monroe and finds him. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Wade. Another miss by Wade.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so. Cutting in for the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir. That may put a little life back into this team.
And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. That's good. And that's now 21 points for Dwayne Wade.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Prince. Now the pass to Caldwell Pope. Dishes it to Prince. Tries again. Here's Drummond. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And Dragic gets it to go on the assist by Wade. And now an 11-point Heat lead.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Dang with the bucket.
And yeah, they're moving the ball now. 8 of their last 10 points coming off assisted buckets.
Steve, nothing makes a coach smile as much as pure, selfless teamwork.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And it's Wade with the jam.
Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
Dwayne Wade last season drawing motivation from Kevin Durant. Durant said that his former teammate James Harden had passed Wade as one of the top 10 players in the league.
Yeah, Wade vowed to make Durant respect his place in history. Durant said, hey, don't tell me, show me. And some back and forth before the season even began between the two stars. Very interesting.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And Wade, as with all great players, has tremendous pride, and he's dealt with knee problems. As he's dealt with his knee problems, he's listened for those doubters who say he's too old, too injured, too slow to be a factor. And I wouldn't be surprised if those words have been used as motivation by Dwayne Wade.
Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. He feeds it to Monroe. And that one's drained from the low block.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
And the Heat resting Wade strategically last season. He sat out a lot of back-to-back games trying to keep him healthy. One thing's for sure, when he's on the court, he's still one of the best in the game.
Jennings with the ball. Wade picks him up. Clock at 6. Shot by Prince. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
They set the pick. The drive by Wade.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively. You know, passing the ball well on the perimeter has really opened things up offensively for this club.
Steve, it makes the game easy. I mean, 10 straight points off assists. That's impressive, but it's easy when you move the ball.
Now here's Wade.
You know, it's a little strange to think of Detroit as being a team that runs, but they actually were better when they did run last year. They made good on a lot of opportunities in transition.
As you said, guys, you think of basketball in the Motor City, you think of a very deliberate game and Steve, tough D.
It had been the identity of basketball in this city for a long time, Kevin, but last year the Pistons were a top 5 team in fast break scoring. So, you know, when they run, they're at their best. So the city might be entering a new era in terms of the style of play.
Well, at this point, early in the season, still so much optimism for the season ahead. We all have our predictions, but there are always going to be some surprises out there, some surprise teams. And that's why we say all the time, that's why they tee it up and play the game.
And these are the types of games where it's obvious one team clearly had the edge. Tonight, it's going to be a great win by a large margin for the Heat.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it. And because of that, they were able to pull away.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Wade. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
Now the dish to Monroe. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Chris Bosh.
It's a good thing he showed up today, because without him, this team would be in big trouble.
Now here's Dragic. Deflects the pass. Shoots the three. That's good.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now, thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those